Oh, man. Absolutely losing my mind. What a pre-show. Been riding on a high. Oh, man, something's not right. Something's not right. What's going on? Tip goal's spazzing out. Ah. I was getting like high heart rate alarms on my Apple Watch sitting in here during that. Never before have the chuds been so up. So up.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
Donald Trump is the greatest American. The gift that he has given us. I almost made a huge mistake. I almost just went to bed last night, trying to go to bed early, wake up early, make sure I try to stay on the graveyard sleeping schedule here. And I was this close to just being like, I'll grab the highlights. I'll grab the highlights tomorrow. I'll get up in the middle of the night and see how everything went. I'll grab the highlights. Oh, man. Oh, my president would have been so ashamed of me. I almost made such a mistake, because last night was just total patriotism maxing. It was incredible. I was just chatting in the Discord with the guys as we were watching that. The whole spectacle. Oh, I did forget the Trump. How could I forget the Trump intro? On the great day of the Patriot, I forgot the Trump intro. Mr. President, I'm so sorry.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
Oh, there we go. All is right in the world again. Alert, you betrayed Trump. I almost did. I almost betrayed Trump. What an atrocity that would have been. Dave is here. Gay Dave is here, raised from the dead just in time for this to start. Hopefully you're doing well, man. If you missed that last night, you got to make sure you go back and watch the whole thing. Find it somewhere. Watch the entire spectacle from start to finish. It was just exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. Now, what I'm going to do here is I got a bunch of stuff. We are going to dwell in this moment. We are going to appreciate every last little bit of this moment that we can get. So I got a bunch of things to go through here today, just covering everything from yesterday, and also this phenomenon of Europeans discovering America. And then at the end of it, per the suggestion of Josh Ham, I am going to end the stream on YouTube for obvious reasons. But I'll keep it going over on Kick, and I'm going to play the last fight from last night. It's about, I think it's 22 minutes long or 25 minutes long, something like that. It's worth seeing. It is worth seeing. So if you guys haven't seen it, then just stick around. Make sure you go over to make sure you're following the Kick channel, and even come over and watch on Kick. And I'll do that after we go through everything. Ryan Isaac says, am I hearing an echo? Am I echoing? Are you guys getting an echo? The sound has been a little wonky. There's some kind of funny stuff happening. No echo. Okay. 2 browser tabs. Okay. Sounds good. So, yeah, it was just so good. I got to be honest. I kind of expected it. I expected it to be entertaining and just be sort of like a spectacle. I didn't expect it to be just like the birth of a civilization. That was the sort of moment it was like experiencing all of that yesterday. Watching everyone reacting to it, and just the storylines. Like you couldn't have scripted it the way that it played out. Just could not have scripted it that way. It was so good. The walkouts were just insane. All the Medal of Honor recipients walking out with them, hitting every single note. You have the military band playing all the different types of music. I said we got to experience so many different varieties of Mexican last night, and I didn't even care. It was the imperial capital. It was the people from the reaches of the imperial capital coming up to the throne and presenting their wares, presenting their talents, fighting for approval, and everyone was up for the moment. It was tremendous. Yeah, the black shirt and the black background is kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's kind of aggressive. Blocking out the Lincoln Park. Man, you can't keep the chud down. That's not going to happen. Slutty Moke says walking out of the White House to fight on the White House lawn, flanked by Medal of Honor recipients. Got to be a top 10 life experiences of all time. No kidding. No kidding. Like walking, especially the last one, Justin Gaethje, when he walked from the Oval Office. He was standing there reading the Declaration of Independence and then walked from the Oval Office all the way back to the Octagon and then proceeded to represent his country. It was just, every single one of us was just like riding on a high last night. I got 4.5 hours of sleep. I was running on 4.5 hours of sleep. That's how I was like, okay, I need to get to sleep. I need to just lay down at like 6 o'clock and, sleep till midnight or something like that. And then I was like, I should at least turn it on. Let me at least get like I'll get the first couple of fights. And I got to make sure I can talk about it tomorrow. I'm kind of aware of what happened. It'll be easier to just do it now instead of trying to go back. And then I was just hooked. Each fight was better than the last. Each one was unique. Apparently I heard that it was the first UFC event where all 7 fights ended in either a knockout or a TKO. First one ever. And the last fight was a fight for the ages. I've never been like a really like ardent UFC guy, but every once in a while I get, especially lately, something about the algorithm lately, I've been getting these compilations. So I actually just the other day went down a rabbit hole of watching Alex Pereira. And so when I saw he was going to fight, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll get to watch him. And then what a fight it was. Just the absolute scenes. I don't want to spoil some of it for some of you guys if you haven't seen it yet. I've got some of the best visuals of the night prepared for you guys. Trump deserved that last night, best B-Day party ever. Yeah. What a birthday, man! Like I just am getting notifications coming in as the show starts about how the MOU on ending the Iran war has officially been signed by both sides. So Trump just like casually, oh yeah, the Iran war has ended. It's my birthday. And I'm going to put on the event of like a signature event in the nation's history. And I got to sit there and witness it in real time yesterday. We live in special times, folks. Special times. Very, very good. And it was on his birthday. And on the anniversary of JD Vance and Usha Vance. Like they just so happened to get married on Donald Trump's birthday. Signs and omens. A portentous time that we live in. Complete undying loyalty to Donald Trump.
The only acceptable political theory is complete undying loyalty to Donald Trump.
I don't see how you can witness these kinds of events and not realize that you're living through history. That these are characters and arcs and forces that are way bigger than any man. These are the forces that move civilizations. Haven't had a monster in a couple of weeks. I had to go, we're chud maxing today. Hey, there it is, right there. I guess I have to get it right in front of my face. Is that what it, something like that. Anyways. Thank you to Jeff Accordion and Pale Morning Dude for the kick. So we're going to try seeing if the counter is working right. Is it going to add 100? Yeah, it's going to add 100, isn't it? That very silly thing. It's going to add 1,000. Oh, look at that. $1,000 through kick. Oh, that thing's not working at all. How far does it go? I don't even remember what I set the goal at. Well, you guys are seeing what happens. I think that's as far up as it'll even go. Okay, so the kicks are not counting right for whatever reason. So I think I have a way that I can fix that, but I'll have to work on that later. So it was 15 from the two guys, $15 combined. We'll add that to the goal. Eastwood could get a real spacesuit. Yeah, it was an important night in the Erickson household last night as well because Eastwood slept in his own bed all night for the first time, and slept for like 12 hours nonstop. It worked out great, and he was rewarded today with a like a replica NASA spacesuit with a helmet and everything. Amy found it perusing Facebook Marketplace and ran out and grabbed it last night. Surprised him with it this morning, and he was over the moon, one might say. He has traded combines for spaceships, and just spends all day talking about different components of Starship and what the plans are for it, and like which planet is which and has which characteristics, and he is in an astronaut phase now, big time. This would not be the case. My son would not be absolutely fascinated by and determined to dive in and learn everything he possibly can about space and astronauts and rockets and engineering and getting Legos and trying to build these machines himself. He wouldn't be doing all of this if Elon Musk wasn't firing skyscrapers into the sky. This stuff matters. This stuff is real. It's not slop. It's not meaningless. It's not soulless. You can't engage in a process like trying to fire rockets into the sky without engaging in reality in a really tangible way. You're forced to. You have to interface with truth. To be successful in these endeavors, your endeavors have to manifest truth. It resonates with people. It inspires their souls. That's why this stuff matters. I was told history was over. Yeah, right? Like, imagine living in a world where history is over and you just can't be impressed by anything. You can't just let down your guard and just immerse yourself in childhood wonder about the greatness of the events happening in front of you. You have to do this like detached, depersonalized, cynical qualification of it. Nah, yeah, history is over. We're on to new history. I like that. Yeah, we're living in the age of new history. New history is doing shit. We're going places. Things are happening. There are wonders being displayed all around you. You just have to let down your guard and look at them. Yeah, something, bread and circus. The guys in the Discord were discussing this morning what sorts of graphic punishments need to be applied to those who talk about bread and circuses. We have an overabundance of dweebs. We don't need any more dweebs. Dweebs, go back in your little goblin holes. We've been overrun by dweebs for decades now, and the chuds are taking over again. We're gonna chud out. Dave! Did it actually read the text of the alert? The audio wasn't working. I had to turn the source off and back on again. So I couldn't tell if I didn't get it in time. No reading? Okay. I thought I changed something on that, but apparently I didn't. What did he say? Dave said, happy birthday to our King President, and I was told the earth was flat. Well, yeah, we're going to work on that. We're gonna work on that. I'm not. Amy wants me to prevent him from being a weird kid too much too soon. We got to kind of ease into the weird kid stuff. So, thank you, Navy Kip, for the $2 over on YouTube. Said never listen to a Panikin. So true. So true. Apparently that alert thing isn't working either. I think I may have to just go in and refresh everything at the start of each episode, which doesn't take that long. I just didn't realize I needed to do it. But thank you, Navy Kip. I started a goal over on YouTube, and then a reminder to those of you guys who are watching on YouTube, if you want to see the whole fight, the final fight last night, then I'll be streaming that over on Kick. I don't think Kick is going to care. Okay. Oh, and then I gotta give Dave his love.
You know, Dave Johnson is the gayest person to ever walk this green earth.
Here is the biggest, gayest man in the world.
Wow. So gay. So gay.
Thank you, Dave. And of course, one of these.
Hey, mate! Hey, mate! Hey, mate!
That's all the panicins last night. All the panicins counter signaling it like a bunch of dweebs. Okay, so before we get into the events of last night, this is one thing I'd had queued up that I wanted to talk about. This phenomenon of the Europeans discovering America. There's so many good clips here, and there's a couple clips in this one that I think I played last week. But there's a couple of others in this one that I wanted to include as well.
His neighborhoods look exactly the same as every movie you've ever seen. The American flags, people have got race flags up.
Oh, that kind of race
This old
flag.
couple just walked past me and they go, "Good morning." I was like, "What the hell? You guys talk to each other here?"
Like, this is a high school stadium. What? Look at the amount of seats in this place. Do they actually fill these stadiums? Like, do people actually come for the games and actually fill these out? Because that's honestly mental. Like, that is crazy. There is a ton of seats in here. If this was England, it would literally be like on a little park field with dog shit everywhere.
Guys, I'm going to fucking you right now. If we had Chipotle...
Aussie's trying Chipotle for the first time.
I swear to God, I would be there every single day. Mm-hmm. It is so good.
Guys, Guzman needs to take notes.
Like...
Mad Max needs to take notes.
Like, what is
Nerds.
in this? Crack. Actual crack.
It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. There really is. Like no other. I honestly think, unless...
This is like the fourth time I've watched this video, and I cannot reconcile this guy's visage and his voice. They just don't... They don't work.
Unless you live in America, or unless you visit here, you can't really comprehend how nice these areas are.
About to have my Alfredo fettuccine.
Holy fuck.
What?
That's the best pasta I've ever eaten in my life. WTF. That's the best pasta I've ever had. I love it here.
We do everything better.
Holly. That was the best day of my life. Best restaurant ever. 10 out of 10. Wish I could go back every single day of my life. A beige food girl stream.
Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
got to be that one. All of them. They're so beautiful. Everybody's so friendly. Southern hospitality. The air smells nice.
When you're in the UK, okay, if you're next to the beach, it smells. The beach doesn't smell here, right?
I wonder why.
Everything's beautiful.
This is so great.
I can refill this 1,000 times.
Yeah, but you won't drink 1,000 cups of Coca-Cola.
You don't know me. And it's free.
You paid for it, you paid it.
Once.
Bro, slow down.
It's the best burger. Honestly, it's so good. And then I also got the animal style fries. And
I've seen probably a dozen different videos of Europeans encountering In-N-Out for the first time. I've seen a couple of them getting Chick-fil-A for the first time. And every single time you see them go through this moment of just rapturous delight. Like, wait a second. Living can feel this good?
the diet lemonade for balance. It's pink. I just love it here. Like, and they give to fight human trafficking, which is awesome. They have Bible verses on the bottom of their cup. Never. Good if you can see. But yeah, look at that burger. It's so good. And then
they will beg us to liberate them.
I love America. I can never leave. I cannot live without this food.
I've been back home in the UK. I haven't felt like myself, which sounds so crazy. I now live for that adventure, that crazy lifestyle, that meeting new people, seeing new people every day, and I just long for it. And in America, it is so amazing. Oh, seriously, Americans, what have you done to me? I need to come back.
You are now the Penguin. Yes. Yes, this is what the American spirit does to people when they encounter it. When they start like if they have a sensitivity to their soul, then it rouses them. It inspires them. It makes them want to take risks and like go on an adventure, go sail the high seas. So distinctly American.
I was well and truly born in the wrong country. I'm a British girl and I have been to around 27 different countries in my whole life. I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to St. Lucia, I've been to Barbados, I've been to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, places in Europe. I've been all over the world basically, and nothing comes close to the USA. You can get every single landscape, every single climate, you can get everything in the US. The people, the food, the landscapes, the cars, the trucks, everything in the US simply beats anything I've ever experienced anywhere in the world. I was born in the wrong country. I feel like I belong in the US. My heart is there. I mean, we found a puppy in the US. We rescued a puppy in the US and brought her home to the UK. There are no words to describe how lucky
it's a
we
meme
are to live there. Americans are so lucky to live in such an amazing country. And I wish I was there, guys, honestly.
So here's the thing. It doesn't really matter whether this is authentic or just like influencers who spend all of their time just trying to pick up on social trends and then mimic them and capitalize on them to build an audience. It doesn't matter which one it is. If they're doing it cynically, they're still doing it. They're still creating this mimetic spirit. They're still engaging in the mimetic spirit, and they're amplifying it. Think about the downstream trends of suddenly all of the high class. Notice what all these people look like. They all look like they're very cosmopolitan, very posh, very high class, very they're part of the aspirational class, or at least they're people who identify themselves as LARPing as part of the aspirational class. So this is more powerful than just like ordinary humdrum people. Like you have like the fitness model guy and his girlfriend in yoga pants out on the beach talking about it. This is high fashion to the collective Western consciousness, the equivalent of high fashion. And I'm not saying that it actually is high fashion. I'm saying it plays that role of high fashion, is like the aspirational presentation and lifestyle. And as this thing starts to take root and people start trying to outdo themselves on it, then you're going to get people who push back on it, which amplifies it. You get that conflict that drives it even higher. This actually ends up can have major downstream impacts on investments. Because the desirable place is the place that's more valuable. So this is part of as the old imperial structures are beginning to collapse, the power is consolidating around America. Social power, cultural power, financial power, resource power. This is what it looks like. Let me try to, I'm just going to try to fix something here real quick. Because if I can make this work, then it will be better on me for the rest of this. So there is that. And then that one worked, so I'll leave that alone. Okay. We'll see if that does the trick. What did I have next here? Oh yeah, so this Japanese guy, here's he does a whole bunch of these, so I don't know if this is actually authentically what it's being represented as, but again, I don't care. Like it's picking up steam, it's capturing something in the zeitgeist, it's going places. This is where you have this is hyper reality, really. That's what this is. This sort of thing is an example of that, when things become hyper real, where it kind of doesn't matter whether it's real or not real, it's still breathing life into the same thing. So this is Japan Nobunaga. I read one of his tweets on the last show. USA, a Mexican restaurant. We had not yet ordered anything, and the food was already arriving. Chips, salsa, unrequested, free. I stopped the waiter. We have not earned these. They just come with the table, man. They come with the table. In my land, hospitality is a debt. Every gift creates an obligation, weighed carefully, returned in the proper season, with interest of feeling. Here, the gift arrives before you have even proven you can pay for dinner. This is not an appetizer. This is a declaration. We trust you. Eat. I ate with the gravity the moment deserved, and then, I must report this calmly, the basket emptied, and a new one appeared. Did we? Refill, the waiter said. It's bottomless. Bottomless. They have wells of salsa. The supply lines of this nation are beyond anything my ancestors imagined. My friend warned me. Don't fill up on chips, dude. Too late. I had accepted 3 baskets. Honor demanded each one be finished. An unfinished gift is an insult. By the time my actual food arrived, I was a ruined man. I was not hungry. I was not comfortable. I had been defeated by a courtesy. Generosity that arrives before the request cannot be repaid. It can only be survived. I know the rule now. I have made my peace with the basket. 1 basket. 2 at the most. Who am I deceiving? There is no number of baskets I would refuse. The trust of a nation is in that salsa, and I intend to honor all of it. This just... whoever wrote this is a master. The feelings that this rouses in me. Something that we just totally take for granted. Bottomless chips and salsa. That line right there. The supply lines of this nation are beyond anything my ancestors imagined. Part of the reason that the American spirit has been languishing is because Americans forgot who we are. This is who we are. We are the people who can turn a loss leader into hospitality. Because of the sheer depth of our supply lines. This is the magnanimity and the generosity and the overwhelming ferocity of civilizational spirit that the American brings forth. Nothing can stop it except itself. It has to be turned against itself. That's the only way you can stop the American spirit. Now, there's another one here. I don't know if this is a copycat or what, but this is just part of Japan Twitter being merged into American Twitter, and I'm loving it. Nigga almost made me cry over chips, dog. Yeah, right. The Japarians. Honorary Aryans. USA. A store. I bought water. The cashier said, "Here you go, buddy." Buddy. I froze. Buddy is a big word. In Japan, I need 3 years, 2 drinking parties, and 1 moment where we both pretend not to cry before I call someone buddy. But this man gave it to me with a plastic bag. No ceremony, no contracts, no dramatic music. Just buddy. Then my friend said, "Hurry up, bro." Bro? Now I had a brother too? I came to America with 1 suitcase and no siblings. At this rate, I would leave with a family tree that looks like a Costco receipt. I asked my friend, "Am I legally American now?" He said, "No, dude." Dude. Another title. I was no longer a man. I was Buddy Bro Dude, son of the gas station. America does not wait for relationships to grow. It throws friendship at you and says, "Catch." America does not wait for relationships to grow. It throws friendship at you and says, "Catch." What is happening, guys? What is this world that we live in? There's this funny trend that's happening in World Cup Twitter where well, okay, let me back this up for just a moment. There's a unique component of soccer soccer culture, global soccer culture, is that Europe is the aspirational place. Like, that's where the game has been refined to its highest level. That's where all the best players go. It's the highest level of competition. Basically the most valuable sports organizations in the world. So there's an extreme level of snobbery from the Europeans with respect to specifically American soccer and American soccer culture, because they see it as it's like not competitive, and the culture is really gauche and childlike, and so this is a constant festering, it's like a just an infection that just perpetuates itself, and so there's a bunch of Europeans now who are coming over to America and experiencing how America does sports infrastructure. Sports is not just a passing thing for us. Sports is an industry. It's a titanic industry. And the levels of technology that we deploy in our sports are like military grade. So all these Euros are coming over to experience American stadiums for the first time, and they are just absolutely mind-boggled. They can't believe them. And the festivities, the pageantry of everything is exquisite. Absolute cinema. This chick says, I kind of understand why the U.S. is hosting the World Cup. You can't find this type of atmosphere anywhere else. It genuinely looks unreal. You guys who don't follow soccer at all may not have, probably weren't aware of this, but in the bill, when it was announced that the United States was going to host the World Cup, there was the general Euro sentiment was like, oh, gross. What a disgusting country. A bunch of amateurs over there that don't even know how to do anything, and they call it soccer. And it was like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be, and then Donald Trump is going to be president. It's just going to be incompetently handled, and it's just going to be a nightmare. And it's been the exact opposite. Dr. Turley says it's the new civilizationalism that's sweeping the world. America as a civilization state is incomparable. So true, Boomer Poster. This person says SoFi Stadium. This is in Los Angeles. SoFi Stadium is still the best modern building I've ever been in. Unreal. Look at this. These are the sorts of gladiatorial arenas that we construct for our fighters. Majesty. Just engineering masterpieces. Incredible feats of architecture. That huge suspended screen structure is actually functional, not just a form for hanging displays. It weighs about 2.2 million pounds. The entire building is essentially designed around it. The stadium is open at the sides but covered with a membrane. This creates a scenario where you can get a lot of air or wind moving quickly into the structure and causing the roof to billow. In the worst case scenario, the roof could actually break, so the hanging structure is a counterweight that holds the membrane in place. That's what this thing is. Colin Ross says, I was the logistics manager for that stadium build. Look at our guys. Look at our guys with their connections and their accomplishments. That's awesome. And then you've got AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, in Dallas. It is massive. Netherlands versus Japan, which was yesterday. It was a good game. will take place at the incredible AT&T Stadium. The stadium can hold 80,000 seats with an expandable capacity of up to 100,000 fans, making it the largest roofed stadium in the world. It costs $1.3 billion to build and features one of the largest video screens ever installed in a sports venue. A few times a season in the NFL, punters will actually kick the ball so high they'll bounce it off the bottom of the video screen. But there's more to this. Another architectural engineering marvel by the Americans. America keeps proving why they are the absolute best in the world when it comes to sports entertainment. It's genuinely hilarious how they rebranded and reconstructed a massive American football dome in under 6 months just to meet strict FIFA standards for the World Cup. AT&T Stadium, temporarily renamed Dallas Stadium due to FIFA's strict anti-sponsor rules, is an absolute titan of modern engineering. Built for a staggering $1.3 billion by Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, this 3 million square foot monster in Texas is officially the largest roofed stadium on Earth. While it comfortably seats 80,000 fans, its flexible design allows it to expand to over 100,000 capacity. The arena is structurally supported by 2 of the longest single-span steel arches on the planet, features retractable glass walls, and is famous for its legendary 1.2 million pound Mitsubishi HD video board hanging directly over the center circle. But what makes it truly fascinating right now is how it completely transformed its identity to host elite international soccer like the Netherlands versus Japan match tonight. Because the stadium permanently uses artificial turf for the NFL and FIFA strictly demands real grass, engineers spent over 45,000 intense man-hours executing a high-tech pitch overhaul. They hauled in 15,000 tons of material, starting with subsurface ventilation and irrigation networks laid right over the concrete floor, followed by layers of specialized sand. They then brought in 24 refrigerated trucks carrying massive rolls of premium hybrid Kentucky bluegrass and ryegrass grown in Colorado. To make the pitch sturdy enough to survive 9 grueling World Cup matches, specialized machinery literally stitched millions of synthetic nylon fibers directly into the natural sod. The absolute coolest piece of wizardry here is how they keep the grass alive inside a closed dome. Because the roof blocks vital sunlight, they installed a groundbreaking automated grow light system suspended directly from the ceiling. When turned on, these massive overhead rigs bathe the pitch in a vibrant glowing pink hue to power photosynthesis. On match days, the entire light system is hoisted 290 feet into the rafters completely out of the fans' sightlines, and once the final whistle blows, they're lowered back down to nurse the grass. Just like SoFi, this entire engineering feat is temporary. Once the World Cup wraps up, the hybrid grass will be entirely recycled and the stadium will shift right back to the standard synthetic turf just in time for the NFL season. The sheer level of flexibility and execution is unreal. Just casually building majestic engineering marvels for our entertainment industries. I still haven't been to a game there, but I would love to. Look at that. So incredibly American. Here is the Scotland fans have been making themselves known. Here is Scotland fans singing "Take Me Home, Country Roads."
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Country Mama, take me home, country roads.
Look at these patriots. Honorary patriots. Mac on X said an entire stadium of Germans singing Country Roads during NFL games in Munich is one of my favorite things. Just take a moment, 42 seconds, and take this in. love being American. Man, I love seeing my culture appropriated. Here is the Scottish fan. So that was a couple years ago in an NFL game in Munich. Here is just the other day in, I can't remember which stadium this was, but Scottish fans absolutely belting their national anthem. Straight Buster says Americans and Scots with the handshake emoji. Says we both have fuck the English anthems. Right. Speaking of the English, yes, perfectly lined up. The England squad. They were suffering in the heat I think in Florida. And then they went to Kansas City. And while the Scots... While the Scots are all partying up in the Northeast, the England squad were told to shelter indoors on Saturday evening after a tornado warning was issued in Kansas City. Even the weather knows that they don't belong here. Englishmen trying to sleep and there's just tornado warnings going off. The thick husband and father said, I do like that the weather in America seems intent on punishing the British for simply being British. Give them hell, Mother Nature. Or what was it, Mama Nate? Give them hell, Mama Nate. Oh, speaking of storms, look at this. This is a real video. You may look at this and think, there's no way that could possibly be a real video. And you would be wrong. This is a real video. The reflecting pool, the Washington Monument, the rainbow. Like, the addition of the rainbow is like, okay, we're overdoing it a little bit, aren't we? And then the lightning! The storm is coming! Nothing can stop what is coming! This is why your ancestors believed in omens and portents. They understood what it meant to have the favor of the gods. Look at that! Hey, how can you be an atheist after seeing that clip? An incredibly powerful omen. Homeless Nomad says, whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. Straight Buster says, you think those witches were kidding when they said Trump was protected? We live in incredible times. There was supposed to be a huge storm. They were wondering if, imagine the optics of planning this whole big event and then it gets rained out. Think about the narrative power of that. But instead, we get the narrative power of the storm inexplicably splitting in half and going around Washington, D.C. The storm the left was praying for suddenly parted just as it passed over and missed Washington, D.C. completely. How is this possible? So first, the storm gives us this, and the next day, it parts just before the event is supposed to start.
Trump's a Jew!
Patriots are in control of the weather machine. Dana White commenting on it.
I mean, just every way that you, and then tonight the weather ended up I thought the weather was perfect last night. The weather was actually better tonight. So we're sweating the storm all day. The beautiful all day, and then it's looking like from 6 to 9 there's going to be a storm. And this is fucking crazy, but the storm literally went like this and split and went around the White House. So, and the breeze was perfect. I mean, just everything. You couldn't have had a better night. It was absolutely perfect. Just enough wind to keep the bugs off us. I mean, all the shit that I was worried about played out perfectly.
In the fourth round of the final fight between Ilya Topuria and Justin Gaethje, in the fourth round, as this fight is building up, just the narrative arc of it was it was a movie. We were living through a movie. You couldn't really see it on the broadcast, but Joe Rogan kept mentioning how the fog was like settling in. The fog is coming in off the river and sitting down above the White House. So they have all the lights and everything. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. The lights shining all over in this octagon. These guys are in there just bludgeoning each other with the fog setting in on it. There was like, over in the ellipse, there was like 80,000 people who showed up for this. It was a massive event. They fired off a whole bunch of fireworks right after the thing ended at like 1:30 in the morning. Just an insane event. They asked Dana if they're planning another one or if they're just like gonna let this one sit, and his response is pretty funny.
When you look at the ellipse and you see the amount of people that you've brought to Washington, D.C., do you feel like this is an event you can ever top, or do you just...
Yeah. Donald Trump can stop the weather.
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu.
You just think you've brought to Washington, D.C., do you feel like this is an event you can ever top, or do you just think, man, this is as good as it's going to get and we just have to write it into the history books?
I mean, that's what I thought about the Sphere, and then here we are now. So I don't try to overthink that kind of stuff. It's just the Sphere happened, this happened, and I'm always looking to go to great arenas with good technology and give fans that show up the best experience I possibly can. What was amazing with this event was you put together an event where people can't get into it, yet 60,000 people show up to the weigh-ins, and then like I said, almost 200,000 people over 2 days to stand in the grass and watch it on screens, and it's incredible. It was an amazing experience. This was a one-of-one that will never happen again, and for all of us that were involved, from the fighters to my staff to the media to their families and everybody, was a unique, cool experience.
You don't think there's a chance the president says, that was good, let's do it again next year?
I can't afford it. There's no fucking way we can do this again. I'll never do the Sphere again, and we'll never do this again.
Dana is such a fucking patriot, man. In the early days of the UFC, when few people believed the sport had a future, Dana White struggled to find partners willing to take a chance on it. One prominent businessman not only opened his doors for UFC events, but showed up and publicly backed the organization, when doing so offered little upside and plenty of criticism. 15 years later, that same businessman asked White to speak at the 2016 Republican National Convention. The rest is American history.
We're only getting
came out of the One Direction song. Look at that. Just two bros. Like 20 years later, 20, 30 years later. Just a couple of bros. The businessman known as Donald J. Trump. How can you black pill? Look at this world that we live in. Powerful alpha male Perry Abbasi said the fact that Mark Zuckerberg is at the White House UFC Freedom 250 and Meta is a sponsor, as you can see down here, Meta. These are indicators that Republicans will win the midterms. He goes where the wind blows and has access to more data than anyone from Facebook and Instagram. His data is telling him it's good to be a Republican in 2026. Now, I know that you don't typically follow Perry for keen insights like this, more appreciation of alpha male culture, but nothing is more of an appreciation of alpha male culture than keen political insights from my favorite alpha male poster. Unironically, this is totally true. The thing about lizard people is that they just go where it's hot. So when the place where it's hot changes, the lizard people are like, there now. Homeless Nomad says this is a really good point about the Facebook and Instagram data analysis. Dude can see what every single boomer in Gen X is posting in real time. Right. Yeah, with Instagram, he's got like the Instagram crunchy moms. He's got a lot of millennials on Instagram. And then, he can like shoot a text message over to Elon Musk, or he could literally just look around. Literally just observe the world around us and see that it's obvious. It's obvious that, as I've been predicting for well over a year, Republicans are not only going to hold on to the House and the Senate, they are going to increase their majorities in the House and the Senate in the midterms. This sort of stuff is unironically a big reason why. And the people who don't get that are revealing how detached from chud culture they are. They're just like, hey, look at me, I'm a giant egghead. I'm a fucking dweeb. There was a bald eagle at the White House ceremonial weigh-ins, having great gladiatorial fights at the White House. The weigh-in just before it, at the Imperial Capitol, at the weigh-in, we're releasing our gigantic bird of prey symbolizing our nation. Imagine being there. I would have been losing my mind. Yeah, Living Dead, chud culture is the culture. Sorry, dorks. The chuds, the American is the chud. American equals chud. We are chud maxing. MAGA J. Cutler said, holy shit, I just got hard. Anyone complaining about this event is not a real American. Most obvious truth ever said. Now, this is the one that if something hasn't gotten it demonetized just yet, this is the one that I'm hoping the YouTube stream will stay up. If it doesn't, well, it'll come back up as soon as I'm done playing it. And a reminder for those of you who tuned in late, as soon as I finish the stuff I have to go through here, then I'm going to play the final fight from last night. Justin Gaethje with Ilia Topuria. I'm going to play the whole fight, but I'm going to stream it over on Kick since YouTube definitely won't tolerate it. Here is the national anthem with the flyover. Chuds, all rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Yes, that's the Zach Brown Band.
Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Wait for it!
Oh, the land of the free.
Ah! Dana is literally me! Ah! Oh! This I missed. I didn't get it on in time. I came in just after this. I missed seeing it live. Dana's face. Exactly me. Incredible. And then Trump is just like, yep. Just unfazed. Just unfazed. The king is on his throne, presenting himself to his people. And then later on, there was this. I'm gonna get dehydrated. Oh! Yes, Straight Buster. People were shitting on this. People were talking about this as indicative of the last gasps of the empire. What are you talking about, man? What do you mean? The American Empire was born last night. Oh. Yeah, you can tell there's a twinkle in Trump's eye there, even in his stoicism. The man knows how to put on a show. And he just sits there and takes it in. The king upon his throne. Aspiring Midwit says, imagine being a DC shitlib trying to get to sleep last night. Think about that. Think about what hearing that event going on. Deep into the night. Fireworks, flyovers. Imagine what that did to all of the seething shitlibs living in DC. Even their hearts have to be softened a little bit. Michael Knowles said this image is like those memes from 2016 of Trump crossing the Delaware with Washington on a tank, playing an electric guitar or whatever, except this photo is real. Just take that in. How uninsouled do you have to be to look at this and go, oh, actually, that kind of sucks? Can't even capture the whole thing on the screen. This is a photo to define a century. There's so much in this. Just an incredible, incredible shot. The sniper's up here as well, yeah. There's so much in this image, perfectly framed. Look how white the White House looks. Just incredible scenes last night. For those of you who didn't catch it live, don't miss it next time. Don't miss it. It was an I couldn't even begin to imagine what it was like to witness that there in person. Patriot poster Nastoff said the president deserves so much credit for this. Every time he tries to throw a big party for America, they try to sabotage it. Well, not this time, faggots. He pulled it off and it was fucking epic, despite all the naysaying doomers and panicans. Michael Millerman, honorary American, said America is amazing. Look at these shots. Look at this. Back-to-back nights in the imperial capital. Are you not entertained? Do you have a soul? Does a drop of American blood run through your veins? Just absolute peak. Dude's Brazilian, but he's rocking an amazing mustache and mullet, wearing a cowboy hat. So he's like halfway there. President Trump doesn't know how to take a bad photo. Unlimited aura. Look at this photo! I was just nonstop losing my mind all night. It was, once I started watching it, I could not have turned it off. It's like, it was watching a movie. That's all I could describe it as. A movie that like, has the vibe of, I don't know, like a Rocky film or something. There are Americans and those that wish to be. Yeah. The man in the arena. This is the one I put on the thumbnail over on YouTube today. I said it's crazy how much Trump lives for these moments, absolutely masters them, and then just sits there quietly taking it all in, like a lion purring under a tree overlooking his savannah.
This is unbelievable. It takes such a special person to be able to have the balls to do something like this, and I have so much respect for him. I've, had that for a long time, and I'm just grateful to be here, grateful to be a part of it. And I visualized about 100 different ways to finish that guy, and that was one of them, and it worked out, and I'm just grateful.
Great gladiatorial games. On the 6th year of his reign and 80th year of his life, the American Caesar settled a skirmish with the Parthians and hosted a Circus Maximus on the lawn of his estate. Much rejoicing was had, although consternation was felt among his enemies. Wretched dogs that they are. Dogs! My president's enemies are dogs! Look who else was there. 48 hanging out with Pope Bob's brother. This is the brother of the Pope. Just absolutely patriot maxing. Look at that shirt. I need that shirt. The Holy Brother. Look at this absolute patriot. Hanging out with the future heir to the throne. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We are going to win. Do you have a soul, Anon? Do you feel the spirit rising? America has been in a slumber, but she's waking up, baby. Meanwhile, this is what my president's enemies were doing.
Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Hey there, all you fascists. Let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate and you will lose.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Bound to lose.
Ah! The Democrats are going to win the White House and then they're going to be mean to us again. This is what the left is offering the country in opposition to the UFC fight night Trump is putting on. How do these people even compete in elections? They don't. They just cheat.
No more games. I want Trump to issue death warrants now against all these people. I want them killed. I want them dead now.
Thank you for the $20, Whit. He sent $20 over on Venmo for Chud Maxing. Thank you, sir.
Keep our motherfucking president name out your mouth. Fuck, niggas.
We need to take those motherfuckers out.
KG, one of our great Patriot posters at Interstate Juche, said, The left mythologizes the White House and Congress as sacred places, not as holy sites for a civil religion, but so they can debase the whole nation with Sorkinite piety and sternness. How's that for a bar? Debase the whole nation with Sorkinite piety and sternness. Woohoo! To turn it into a place of delight and popular spectacle strips away the myth of coldness leftists have used for so long as a vehicle for cruel communism, and reminds the American people that this house belongs to them. And then Lee, one of the greatest of the Patriot posters, Powerful Mutual Lee, wrote a brief article about the UFC fight. It's free, but probably not for everyone. He said, we need to talk about this UFC fight. We need to have a conversation. I'm starting to get really scared. Donald Trump has taken things too far this time. In his latest stunt, he is using the White House lawn to host a UFC cage fight, complete with a 90-foot-tall octagonal arena and vulgar motocross performances, featuring riders jumping over Humvees parked on the South Lawn, as U.S. Marines in full dress uniforms stand at attention. I am as right-wing as they come, but this is a bridge too far. Our troops should not be used as decorative sentries at an official White House event. These are naive young men who have been tricked into joining the military to serve as personal slaves of Benjamin Netanyahu.
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu.
The idea that a 20-year-old U.S. Marine would think cage fighting and dirt bikes are cool is frankly offensive. And the fact that troops are willing to follow clearly unlawful orders like this only proves that when the time comes, they will remain loyal to Jewish imperialism, rather than coming to the aid of the George Washington Hamas Pan-Islamic Alliance like any sensible American Christian from Ohio would. Also, motorcycles are really loud. I saw one go dangerously fast once, and it was scary and smelled like chemicals. Is this the type of thing we'd need more of? This variety of sensory terrorism is what bullies like Trump use to command loyalty from his cabinet of lackeys, who seemingly exist only to do whatever he tells them simply because he is literally their boss, and they work directly for him as political appointees. If cabinet officials had any integrity, they would respond to Trump's directives by resigning and launching podcasts where they would complain about their time in politics. This is how we win. By quitting our fake jobs in the executive branch and leveraging the power of DraftKings ad reads and SuperBeats referral codes. As bad as this illegal use of troops, a war crime by the way, is, and as loud as these awful dirt bikes are, nothing compares to the horrors of the actual UFC match. Does Donald Trump really expect Americans to enjoy watching professional fighters punch each other inside a cage? No great empire in history has ever glorified fighting skill or had a cultural taste for violence, least of all America. Nothing could be less in keeping with American folkways than patriotic spectacles or fighting. Adding insult to injury, Trump has also ensured that monuments and fountains around D.C. are cleaned and refurbished ahead of the event. This is a psyop to give normies the false impression that our country doesn't have to be a shithole where Blaxican teens stick chewing gum and Supreme stickers onto the marble of the Lincoln Memorial or wash the Cheeto dust off their hands in the reflecting pool. This is stupid. If you clean something, it will just get dirty again. Everyone knows this. Indians dump massive amounts of trash and biological waste into the rivers, and they're a rising superpower. We have to be smarter than wasting money on childish ideas like clean streets. I also saw that there will be a bald eagle there doing some type of demonstration. This is a little something that smart people call bread in circuses, which is when your government provides some kind of public celebration or entertainment to promote the idea that the place you live is actually good rather than bad. That's what they want you to think. I would encourage you to think for yourself instead. But I warn you, once you are red-pilled, like me, you will come to the troubling realization that it's over, all is lost, nothing good can ever happen, and trying is for retarded people and goy cattle. I encourage all true right-wing Americans to sit this one out. Put your electric Jew into airplane mode and read some 18th century political philosophy tonight instead of tuning into this abhorrent sports ball slop. Loud motorcycles, fireworks, the military, and men beating each other half to death in fighting arenas are for feminized bugmen still trapped inside the HR Longhouse. Break the chains, Anon. Escape the matrix by developing a nihilistic affectation, where you performatively hate your own country with a bunch of faggots on the internet, and spend your time lashing out at the only people who have even remotely made an effort at fixing things in the last 40 years. That is that's the second murder that I've witnessed in the last, I don't know, 12 hours or so. Yeah, what a masterpiece. Lee Enfield, sir. Disgraced propagandist says UFC event marks solidification of an entirely alternate male-centric cultural economy that the modern leftist simply has no answer for at all. Anduril, Monster, Starlink brands on the floor of the octagon. Sponsor Polymarket bets pop up as interstitials with sponsor meta threads, Zuckerberg shaking hands in the audience. Each fighter's entrance music song played live by U.S. military marching band. Blood smeared all over the Bud Light logo. All in the heart of D.C., yet absolutely not one iota of social equity in sight. Total American Kulak Chud victory. Very impressive. A banger. Speaking of total Chud victory, this one speaks for itself.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Ladies and gentlemen.
Right after bludgeoning
The N-word,
he said that. Josh Hokett got a full ride to Fresno University where he was a dual sport All-American. He graduated with a 3.5 in political science. The dude is a high-achieving, highly educated individual. He's very obviously doing a bit to be a pro wrestling heel. If you don't get that, you're an ignoramus. Michael Tracy. See, the people who are like, oh, the bread and circuses. Oh, yuck. Let me, You're with Michael Tracy. Like, when I need a dweeb to dig into something autistically for a while and report back like a robot, like a greasy, kind of emotional robot, then I'll recruit Michael Tracy. But I'm not exactly looking to Michael Tracy for my understanding of the American spirit. So if you look at this event and you are like, oh, it's a bunch of stupid slop for the chuds, you are spiritually Michael Tracy. Remember when Obama joked that Donald Trump would never be president and Trump hit back by strategically dismantling the entire Democratic Party over a 10-year period, culminating with a UFC fighter announcing that Michelle Obama is a man? Good times. Good times indeed. So one of the fights that sort of got lost in the later festivities was Sean O'Malley fighting this Arab from Canada. And they came back from commercial and he was doing his walk-in and they were singing the Canadian national anthem, and I was chimping. I was losing my mind. I said, hearing the Canadian anthem outside my president's house has me flipping furniture. Rake the leaf! And then the leaf proceeded to run away for the entire fight, got absolutely dusted, and this happened.
Herzog, but Ayman Zahabi fell like a tree, and O'Malley salutes the troops. All here to watch him shine. And
raked the leaf and was saluting the troops before his body hit the ground.
And O'Malley salutes the troops. All here.
We literally got the day of the rake last night.
250.
This just kind of like 5 minutes after this, some other amazing thing was happening, and this just sort of got lost in the sauce a little bit. But no, we're not going to forget you, Sean O'Malley. Someone said, I think it might have been Perry, said that O'Malley versus Sarabi or whatever this guy's name is basically like O'Malley beating up Sarabi is basically what's happening in Ireland right now. So the UFC released this promo for the White House event featuring Theodore Roosevelt. This is the messaging for all of this was just so on point. Watch this.
But the landmark event we're witnessing tonight is not entirely without precedent. At the dawn of the 20th century, America's commander-in-chief, Theodore Roosevelt, brought fight sports to the White House.
Our pugilist president!
He often invited boxers, wrestlers, and martial artists, but not for entertainment or exhibition. They were summoned here to spar with the president. Roosevelt said, "A nation that cannot fight is not worth its salt." So he trained like a fighter throughout his presidency, leading by example, living what he called the strenuous life. Not everyone likes the idea of fights at the White House. But as Teddy Roosevelt famously said, it is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
And then Justin Gaethje, on his walkout, draped in an American flag, walked right past Teddy Roosevelt, and someone captured it. This photographer, whoever it was, give him the Congressional Medal of Honor for being prepared right there to capture this shot. Gaethje passing by Teddy Roosevelt moments before he beats the shit out of the foreign sitting champion on the South Lawn in front of a crowd of 80,000. This is America. Just Keno moment after Keno moment after Keno moment. Non-stop. All night. Please remember to tip your streamer, folks. Tips.kingpill.com. We're coming up to the end of what I had prepared. And we're about to head over to Kick, where I will be ending the stream on YouTube and heading over to Kick, where we will watch the fight between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. This is what happened. He went from this to this over the course of 20 minutes. This is what happens when Panicans encounter Americans. This is what we're going to do to the Panicans. Look at him. He looks like someone was hitting him with cinder blocks. Because someone was. Justin Gaethje was hitting him with cinder blocks for 20 minutes. How would you explain to an extraterrestrial that this right here is this dude just like an hour later? Completely obliterated. All right, well, that's what I had prepared now. There's one other thing. Let's see, where are we at right now? We're at an hour and 20. There's one other thing that I wanted to, I think I'll actually do right here. Before we go over to that, give you guys a few more minutes to get some tips in, or get some super chats in over on YouTube. Someone posted this in the King Pill Discord this morning. I think it was Heinz. Heinz was the one who posted it. And it's some reactions from Timcast. Apologies for exposing you guys to Timcast here. Life support and Plugger says Topuria is going to have cauliflower nose. Yeah. But we'll watch the whole video here is about 22 minutes long. We'll watch up to the 12-minute mark is where Heinz said, Tim began suggesting something that I was like, oh, that's very interesting. That's a very interesting thing for Tim Pool to say. I haven't actually listened to it yet, so we'll listen to it up until that point, and we'll see. We'll react to it. Sorry, Georgie.
UFC at the White House. Around 100,000 people showed up for this incredible event. And I got to say, with the flyovers, the patriotism, this is America. We are back, baby. It was absolutely incredible to watch. I am deeply inspired. I find hope. And I must say, watching these libs, these lefties be apoplectic over a sporting event. I don't want to say it's confusing, but man, just stop already. It's an incredible night. We saw tremendous fights. We saw something that could bring America together in D.C. People crowding around the South Lawn, the National Mall, watching a tremendous sporting event. This is the kind of stuff that we need to re-inspire culture in America, and controversy we got. Jack Posobiec said, the left is dying. And I agree. Even Bud Light, the principal sponsor, is getting a pass on this one. People aren't ragging on him. I mean, I still hear people ragging on Bud Light, to be completely honest. But this is it, a unifying moment where Josh Hockett said, Michelle Obama is a man, in front of probably what's going to be like 60 million people. This was on Paramount Plus. It was absolutely massive. Joe Rogan talking to the guy, and he blurts it out. So let's start with the controversies. But the reality is, my friends, the reason why...
Oh, speaking of viewership numbers, the U.S. game the other night was set some sort of massive record. There was something like 25 million people who viewed it live, combined across like all different sources. This is, like I told you guys, I don't know, a year ago or something, that there's the possibility that having the 250th, all the events planned around that, plus having the World Cup here in America, has the potential for the summer of 2026 to just be like American nationalist, jingoist spirit off the charts. And it's setting up that way.
I'm highlighting this Josh Hockett saying Michelle Obama is a man is not because I think it's funny or that I think you might click on this and laugh about it, but I think it represents the idea that the institutional left is losing. I don't care about whether you think Michelle Obama's a man. I do have a video.
Has lost.
To show
that
you
doesn't mean like go back and tend your farms or something. No. Now you gallop across the battlefield and just run them down. They're fleeing the field. They are desperately trying to reorganize. Whoops.
Why people think that's the case. The point is, this is 2 years ago, we had LGBTQIA2S plus people, I think that's the acronym, dancing around in the White House.
Tim, why could you do that smoothly? That's not a thing that you want to show off with. That's you have spent time in the shower saying that to yourself, trying to master that, memorizing that, so you could spit that out that smoothly. No. This is why people call you dem fool.
Off their clothes, and it's now 2 years later, and we got UFC fights on the lawn. And I see some people saying, you know, there's a meme where it's like 2024 and the rainbow and the naked trans people, and on the right it's UFC, and someone, you know, they posted the meme from The Office where it's like corporate wants you to tell the difference between these two pictures, and it's like it's the same picture. It's not. There's a big difference between combat sports, which have happened before at the White House, a boxing match, I think more than one, and bringing on people who want to get naked and do sexual dances. There's a big difference. You can make fun of Josh Hockett if you want and say he's saying...
I mean, yes, there is a big difference. There's you must be judicious in your the people getting naked and performing sex acts. Like, you got to be judicious about which ones are appropriate.
Weird conspiracies or whatever, and it's cringe. Whatever you want. I know a lot of people are going to laugh. They're going to love it. I'm saying you can criticize them, but there's a big difference when a guy's saying something and having people get naked and dance around. It's very, very different. One is traditionally aligned with America. People say a lot of stupid things to the White House. Again, I know a lot of people are probably like, no, Tim, it's not stupid. He's right. My point is, if the criticism is this guy's dumb, then you don't got much of a leg to stand on. This is inspirational. American flag sporting event. This is culture building at its finest. But we got to talk about these controversies. Apparently, UFC is trying to get rid of this clip, which I give to you now.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Ladies.
Yo, they cut this out. Check this out. This is from the UFC with 22.5 million subscribers, right? Here's Joe Rogan coming up to Josh Hockett to interview him. Watch what they do on YouTube.
Fuck the speech. Hey, shout out to Trump for having the balls to put some shit like this on. And if I'm going to say...
Like, I think there was like maybe 3 different guys who in their post-fight interview went out of their way to directly quote scripture.
And then there's only one person more incredible than the Incredible Hulk, and that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now listen, Alex Pereira, I want a shama on your mama.
And then it just ends. It just fades to black before we get the grand finale, which, oh man, wait, did they get rid of it? No, what's going on? I had this pulled up. It won't play now. Tell me it's still there. They got it. No, okay, it's still there. That was weird. Don't worry, we got it.
So
no, wait.
UFC India?
They nuked it.
Am I right?
Oh, okay, no, we got it. It's just dead air on it. Here we go.
I want a shama on your mama. And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Michelle Obama. She is now Mo.
Oh, man. I absolutely love it. Calm down, everybody. It's not like people actually think Michelle Obama's uh-oh.
We're going back to 2015,
So this is the video
folks.
in question that has gone massively viral, where people are claiming it shows that Michelle Obama is a man because she was dancing on Ellen, and when she was
zoom in and slow-mo on her penis
dancing, something was smacking the inside of her pants, and everyone's like, and it looks like balls. You know, there's like 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? That's weird. That's all I can say. I don't know. Well, you believe whatever you want to believe. You know what I mean?
Definitely didn't think that I was going to be a. Yeah, I wanted to get to the part where he talks about whatever he talks about at the 12-minute mark, but here we're getting a zoomed up, close up slow mo of Big Mike's junk slapping around.
Here's the Daily Beast. Trump's UFC spectacle shocks with vile Michelle Obama slur. I don't know. I can't do this. I can't do this. The transphobes at Daily Beast. It is not a slur to call a wait, hold on. Hold on. Are they saying it's a slur because Michelle Obama's a trans woman and you can't call her a man? Is that what they're saying? Donald Trump's 80th birthday bash UFC fight has turned nasty with a slur against former Lady Michelle Obama. Why? Why is it a slur? If Michelle Obama was actually born a dude, what about being trans is offensive to you or should be considered offensive to them? See, this is an interesting thing. I get it.
Imagine the hypocrisy. Tim, please lecture us on their hypocrisy.
If there's like, Super Ma'am, remember
Libs are hypocrites. You're telling me this now for the first time.
Ma'am, you got like a 6'5" guy wearing like makeup and it's like, I'm a woman.
Yeah,
and you're like,
shout
you're a
out
man.
Joan Rivers.
That's supposed to be insulting. But in this instance, they're just saying that Michelle Obama's transgender. They're not saying that a trans woman's actually a man. They're saying Michelle Obama is actually a man. And the insult, I suppose, it's not even necessarily an insult, but if there were to be one, it would just be that Michelle Obama is transgender.
Hold on a second. Let's break down this proposition logically. Don't you see that it does not logically follow?
What about being transgender should be offensive to anybody? I don't know if you guys saw that video where the comedian, he's at a Pride event and he's talking to a woman, like an actual woman. And he was like, what was like the hardest thing about transitioning for you? And she's like, she's like, I'm a woman. He's like, no, I know. But tell me about the process. Like, I ain't never transitioned because I'm a woman. He's like, no, we agree. Like, I support you. She's like, you think I'm a man? He's like, no, you're a woman. And you can see how offended she got that someone thought that she used to be a man. Because it's all fake. It's all fake, right? So after winning his match.
Like, that is a really good way to completely psychologically destroy a woman. To go up to her and just like totally sincerely in good faith talk to her like she's a tranny. Just assume that she is and be like really affirming and everything to it. You will break them.
Match Sunday night via TKO with Derek Lewis in the second round. It was a wild match, by the way. I thought it was going to be over in the first round. Shout out to Trump for having the balls to put on some ish like this. And he says, Michelle Obama is a man. Daily Beast amplifying transphobic slurs over here. Rogan made no comment of the remark saying, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hockett. The Daily Beast has counted the White House and reps for Obama. You're just making it worse. You know what I mean? After his win, Hockett put a medallion around Trump's neck.
Yes, he went and said that. Or actually, it was just before his interview. As soon as he finished the win, he went over, he grabbed this medallion, went down there and put it on Trump's neck. And then he went up and gave that interview. Just scene after scene of Keno.
With the White House communication advisor, Margot Martin, capturing the incident. The incident? That's what you call it. Trump took Hockett's chain off shortly after his remark about Obama. He's laughing. But a report from CNN said that Trump appeared to show a half smile seconds after Hockett's comment. Trump refused to apologize for a racist video posted on his Truth Social account in February, which depicted Barack and Michelle Obama as apes.
Even though Thomas Massey demanded that he apologize for it.
It's not racist. And I don't care. Shut up. I'm not interested in listening to it. It was a meme where it was like in the jungle, the lion sleeps tonight, and all the politicians were different animals. And they're like, yeah, but you can't make black people into monkeys. And it's like, he made like Chuck Schumer a lemur, or no, what did he make him, a pig or something? He made them all animals. There was a Nancy Pelosi giraffe or something or other. It's just all exhausting. I don't care. You know, the reality is, I mean, here we are talking about it, to be honest. And the left just It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what. It's just drama. It is mind-numbingly boring. Boring. That's probably the funniest thing, I guess, in a minute. Everyone's pretty bored. But I shout out to him. I thought it was funny. What do we got here? Sean Strickland got thrown out. So let's go through the drama now. I'm not super interested in talking about Sean Strickland getting thrown out. I thought it was pretty wild that he wasn't invited and then he got thrown out. That's pretty crazy.
Imagine having the opportunity. Imagine being Sean Strickland, and you could have had the opportunity to be a guest of honor there, and align yourself with that. And instead, he decides to troon out and get hauled out by Secret Service. It just, what are you doing, man? Why? Why does this need to happen? What are you accomplishing by this? I'm trying to find that monkey video. And I'm just getting I said Obama monkey video, and I'm just getting a bunch of videos of him saying Michelle Obama is a man. Here's Michelle Obama as King Kong. Joan Rivers videos. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I don't know what else to search for other than Obama monkey video. If one of you can find it and drop it in the chat, then I'll play it.
Strickland's like, well, he was a big Trump guy. It kind of sucks. They're not on good terms. But I will say this, the Trump admin's very much circling the wagon around those that are just diehard supporters, and there's no middle ground anymore.
It's almost like loyalty matters. It's almost like Trump has talked about how important loyalty is to him. You must bend the knee to the emperor. If you bend the knee to the emperor, you will be treated with grace. But it starts with you bending the knee. The J pill is so dangerous to the low IQ. Yeah, like you can't take people who get hit in the head for a living and expose them to the JQ. It's just a recipe for complete and total disaster.
Looks like the left-right divide, honestly, is
Trump's a Jew.
I'm gonna say it like this. You know, they're gonna be mad at me because I tell you the truth. I get a call months and months ago. And they say, Tim, there's a conspiracy, right? Tulsi Gabbard's, Joe Kent, remember when he resigned? Say, Joe Kent's going to resign.
He gives up on the,
he did resign.
He was trying to do the Trump
it's intentional.
impression.
He's friends with Trump. It's part of the plan.
He thought he was going to do the Trump impression. And he realized he didn't have it. And he just hit the ripcord.
Tulsi Gabbard's going to resign. She's going to run for office. There's going to be a coalition with like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard. You remember I talked about this, right? Guess what? Well, Tulsi Gabbard resigned, signing the health. And I get a call months and months ago.
So this was the part that Hines highlighted. It was a little before the 12-minute mark.
They're going to be mad at me because I tell you the truth. I get a call months and months ago, and they say, Tim, there's a conspiracy, right? Tulsi Gabbard's, Joe Kent, remember when he resigned? Say, Joe Kent's going to resign, or he did resign, but it's intentional. He's friends with Trump. It's part of the plan. Tulsi Gabbard's going to resign. She's going to run for office. There's going to be a coalition with like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard. You remember I've talked about this, right? Guess what? Well, Tulsi Gabbard resigned, citing the health of her husband. They were going to bring Pulte in. I guess they're not going to bring Pulte in now. It's weird. It's wild. And then sure enough, everybody was saying, no, it's not going to happen. She's not going to resign. She's not going to run for office. It's not possible. And then she did. And I was like, that's interesting. Now there's rumors circulating that RFK Jr. might resign. And they're denying it. It just is like, this is not happening. RFK Jr. is not resigning. And I'm like, hey, man, look, I'm just telling you what I heard here in the Beltway. The idea is this, and why this matters with Strickland being removed. They are intentionally trying to build a new left-right paradigm where Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson will represent the left. Yes, believe it or not. And I don't mean socialist or economic left. I mean the counter to Trump. They want you can call it a controlled opposition, whatever you want. As it was described to me, the general idea is this. Donald Trump forms his coalition from moderates, like some progressive liberal, I mean like RFK Jr., for instance, and a little bit of Tulsi, to conservative. They want to shrink the Democrat progressive left. Then they want to treat them like a third party effectively and make the dominant factions in this country pro-America, but war critical, Donald Trump supportive on war issues like that. In which case, you will get a counter to Trump in Tulsi, RFK Jr., Joe Kent, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, isn't this interesting? Now, who knows? Who knows if, he says he's got a call from someone who seems to know and is implying that this is an intentional strategy being undertaken. Who knows if it is or not? I just got to say, I find this very interesting because I've got the receipts. I posted about this. I can't remember. I think I posted about it and then I talked about it on the show. Right at the election, the night of the election. I remember exactly where I was when I was thinking about this. at probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was out walking the dog and thinking about this, and I was typing out a tweet and I posted it that if I was someone advising Trump or in and around Trump's orbit, this is what I would be saying. I would be saying you need to begin planning to have a break off, to have somebody break off from the administration and suck up all the air in the room and be a literal controlled opposition. We're going to do MAGA better sort of a movement. And I gotta say, like RFK was one of the people that I thought this could be, you have him there for a couple of years at HHS and then he splits off and gets ready to start a campaign and he runs to like Maha sympathetic, so like Maha anti-war against core MAGA, and just completely sever off the radical, progressive, communist, most revolutionary like Antifa people. Just sever them off completely. And you'd probably get like DeSantoid types in with that like Maha anti-war sort of thing, which would be kind of funny because there's like DeSantis has a lot closer alignment with the neocons, but like this is basically the way you'd be factionalizing it up, and you'd be ensuring that the acceptable range of political options is some sort of variant of MAGA. I said this the day of the election, and I've gone through, like, I thought maybe when Elon started tuning out, I thought maybe that was what was happening. And then he came back in the fold again, and then we were talking about this in the voice chat the other night, on Friday night in the Discord, and I said maybe I've been trying to make sense of what Tucker Carlson's angle is, what he's doing, and I'm not going to go into all the other stuff we talked about right now because we don't have that much time, but suffice it to say, I don't see Tucker, like Tucker wouldn't be elected president, but I could see Tucker running for president. And so if this is like some sort of like long con, like deep op by them, first of all, it's Tucker, the man can act. It is incredible if that's what he's doing. T-Con found the jungle vid. Hold on. Oh, that's annoying. Why does it do that? Well, let me copy link. Okay. Here we go. The jungle vid. Now this is culture. Adam Schiff is a giraffe. Wait a second. Where did he get that banana? Where was that banana? Oh no.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Kamala Turtle shitted out. Olivia Juliana. Oh, hey, I didn't realize they put me in the video. Right where I belong. Oh, incredible. And to think, Thomas Massey said that he needed to apologize for that.
I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm not saying it's a good plan. I'm saying it looks like that's the shape of things right now. So, as it was described to me, they want a country in which it's more like Obama-Romney, but centering around MAGA effectively. So you will get a lot of people. I mean, right now, Dave Smith saying that Thomas Massey could be president. I mean, maybe you get a Gabbard Massey ticket or something, and there's no guarantee.
Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey as president is a funny one.
A lot of people are like, they can't run as Democrats. I'm like, no, but they can be spoilers. And I'm not saying this is true anyway. It's just a rumor that I heard in the Beltway. And some pieces have lined up. Doesn't mean it's true. Coincidental. Someone could be lying. But here's our friends on the left. Here we go. Oh, we'll come back to the Cormier one. So what is all the tweets are just disappearing? This is annoying. I had a bunch of tweets pulled up. What's going on? Here's Melanie Diarigo. We have this, but kids' cancer research was deemed wasteful spending.
Yes, correct. Correct, yes. That's right. I'm glad you understand. All right. T-Con says, I think we got some tips for you, King. I put one through the link. Oh, is it not working? Is shit just not working? Did it not come through? Well, nothing came through. Oh, did you go through the, Whoop! So true, politically Catholic. So true, sir. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like when I was getting the show ready today, I was thinking about how it feels very much, there's no readout on your end? You didn't hear the tip read? Well, come on. So it is working for me, but that one's not working for you guys. Could you hear did you hear any tip sound? Or you just didn't hear the audio, the readout of it? No audio at all. For crying out loud. Yeah, it makes the money printer sound. It makes the money printer sound, and then it's Dale Gribble reading it. So you did hear them. How is it not? How could you hear one but not the other? That makes no sense at all. Weird. Well, okay, he said, Politically Catholic said, these vibes are late 90s, early 2000s. In the last week, I've been feeling like we almost live in pre-Obama America. Absolutely incredible. We can't lose on vibes like this, and gas prices falling into the twos. Dems can't win when they oppose vibes like this. Yes. Very true. Very true. That was Andrew. That was Andrew that sent that through. I don't see, oh, okay, T-Cons came through. I'm going to give it a second here and see if it change this. Maybe there's a delay on the alerts coming through. I just changed something to see if it'll actually play the TTS for you guys. I don't know why that wouldn't, because it's one audio source for both things. There's no reason why it would play the one but not play the other. Well, I'm give it another second here. Oh, you know what? I see what happened. T-Cons isn't going to come through because you went through Streamlabs. So T-Cons did come through. T-Cons sent $50 and said USA, 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 USA. Thank you, sir. You probably need to reset your cookies because the tips link is still taking you to Streamlabs, but I'm not using Streamlabs anymore. So you'll want to go to Ko-fi. So if you reset the cookies on your browser or something like that, then tips.kingpill.com should take you to the Ko-fi page. I did read out what Andrew said, Bobby Ballbags. I'll read it again. He said, these vibes are late 90s, early 2000s. In the last week, I've been feeling like we almost live in pre-Obama America. Absolutely incredible. We can't lose on vibes like this and gas prices falling into the twos. Dems can't win when they oppose vibes like this. This is proceeding exactly as I have foreseen. I expected that it was going to be something like this, that it was going to begin by the time the summer started to wear on. There was going to be resolution on Iran, the World Cup, imagine if the U.S. has some big, deep push in giggity in the World Cup, adding that to the glory of all of this. The nationalist spirit, the fervor rising. We are going to be soaring by the time we hit the midterms. All right. Well, let me see here if I. So that was not going to come through. All right. So I am going to. Let me just update the tip counter here to account for the. I forgot to reset the stream goal, so it's a little lower today. You guys actually, someone might make a little money. Forum.kingpill.com. Kingless Kingdom converted his, instead of taking the gift card, he asked for admission into the King Pill Discord. So he got to come join in on the fun with us last night, which is something that you guys can do. A few people have done that. So that might be one way. If you win, then you could get free access to the King Pill Discord for a little bit. Crude is down to $80. Jeez. Gas prices are going to just start plummeting. Think about the summer. Soaring into the summer with gas prices all the way back down again. And people, like, it's one thing to just have gas prices low and just stay low. Because remember, they dropped down below $2 here for a little while. And, but like to have them low. So Trump is elected. Gas prices drop all the way down. Then they start on their way up. They come up for a little while, and everyone's like, oh, the sky is falling. It's the end of the world. We're going to be paying $10 a gallon soon. And then you just get resolution, and gas prices come all the way back down again. Incredible. We got the SpaceX IPO that we'll talk about a little bit, probably tomorrow. But now I am going to end the stream on YouTube, and I'll keep it going on Kick. I'll take just a brief break here, so I can get some stuff set up here. Keep it going on Kick, and we'll go watch the fight, the last fight last night, Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. It's about 25 minutes long. We'll watch that. So come join us over on Kick, kick.com/kingpilled. And please do, even if no matter where you watch the show or how you consume it, if you're listening to the podcast version of it, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and go over to, no matter where you're watching it, go over to YouTube, hit the like button, leave a comment, share the show with people, let the people know what's going on, that we're back streaming on YouTube again. And Amy says, share it. Just hit the share button like you're going to share it. You don't actually have to share it if you don't want to, if you're shy, if you don't have any friends or something like that. But just hit the share button like you're going to share it, and the algorithm will be like, oh, this is good. This is important. We need to give this to more people. So I will now sign off on YouTube and be back in a little bit on Kick. So those of you who are on Kick, you can just hang out for a little bit. The stream will continue. And for now, I leave you with Hulk.
When they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough.